In your country of East Timor, many women find themselves at the moment of being the head of the household because the men are either engaged in, there's a lot of civil fighting going on still. How tough is it for the women in this position, because they're also, not many of them, have much capacity for making an income, do they?
Yeah, that's right. In East Timor, a lot of women, they working so hard, especially in agriculture. 80% of East Timor's population, they live in the rural areas, and agriculture is the main economical the livelihood that can give them the income generation. So in that time, and women does most of the work in the countryside. Women helping women plant the seeds, women harvest the crops, and also women also carry the produce back home, and also women cook at home, and then women take care of the children. And that's really, really hard. I'm a man, but I can feel like it's really hard for the women of East Timor. Moreover, it's worse that after the occupation, a lot of men die, and a lot of women, they lost their husband, and they have to struggle to support their children and have to send their children to school. So that's the hard. So they have to work in the farm, they have to send their children to school, they have to cook at home for their children, and also look after their children. So that's a hard thing. In the meantime, I could see that the policy, and that's the government policy, that's in some way it's not benefiting the women in the rural areas, because there is they working so hard in the farm, they grow things, and they raise the animal, but there is lack of market for the women to sell the produce. So how come we said we want to reduce the poverty if we don't provide market for the 80% of the population who live in the rural areas, live with agriculture, and mostly it's women, and they send their children to school, where they get the money to send their children to school. And that's the hard thing.
So Ego, how do you build that market? What should the government be doing to try and allow the people in the rural areas to develop some kind of economic base? Is trying to build a market, an internal market within East Timor. Is that what you're talking about?
It's just not simply about market to sell produce, but also given the farmers, the small farmers, especially the women's farmers, to able to sell the produce in the market and protect their right and protect the local produce, because East Timor is a new country, and suddenly we are open. We're not ready to open the market for the outside, and also we import a lot of food at the moment. For example, rice, and also vegetables, and also meat from outside, and it's in the name of free market. But free market, it's for new country like East Timor. We're just independent. We're not ready to open our market unless 10 or 15 or 50 years till our people is ready. Then we can able to compete with other country in terms of the selling the product.